here to talk about a regret that I had in the past. So, as a lot of you know, I'm a pianist. I play music at the church, and I've been doing that for a long time, ever since I was like in high school. And so, when I moved over to where I live now, this was like right when we were married. We were living out of an apartment. I was already doing a lot of music at the church that we're at. And what happened was that I got a random email one day. There was a band or a group or some kind of musical group that was in a town like maybe 30, 45 minutes away. And they were short a pianist. Either their pianist was sick or had to drop out for some reason. And then they had emailed me. I don't know how they got my name, but they emailed me asking if I could fill in for the night. I thought like, man, that'd be a pretty cool opportunity. But it turns out like I don't know what was going through my mind, but I ended up turning it down. I ended up saying like maybe it was too far or I just didn't feel like driving down there. Um, and I'm pretty sure like I would have been more than fine in terms of skill wise to be able to fill in and be able to do what they needed me to do. But so that's something that's bothered me for a lot of years. Like this is probably 8 or 9 years ago at this point when I turned down that opportunity to fill in last minute at a show or a gig or a worship set that someone was doing. And so that was always something that I told myself if I ever get an opportunity like that again, I'm going to jump on it. I'm going to make sure that I go to it and make it happen. And 8 years, 9 years have passed since that opportunity, and it's not something that comes along all that frequently. Like bands are usually trying to get prepared, they're always trying to make sure things are set. So these last minute calls are really out of the blue, not all that common. And what happened earlier this week in a Facebook group that I was part of, someone put out a call saying that they need a pianist for a gig on Friday, so that's today. um, and they needed that person in Woodbridge, Virginia. So that's a couple of hours from where I live. And as soon as I saw that, I mean, first of all, this is like not like a big time songwriter, but like he's got some songs out and he's well known enough within the circles that I'm in. So that was pretty cool, first of all, to hear that, musicians of that caliber, worship leaders and songwriters of that caliber also struggle with people dropping out, people getting sick, or people being unavailable last minute. Um, but on top of that, like it was nearby within reason, I guess. It wasn't like in another state or something. And that story of me turning down that first offer, which was just like 45-minute drive away, immediately went through my mind when I thought of that, when I heard that offer. So I messaged him right away. I decided to jump on it. Um, I told him like, hey, like I'm available. I'm a couple hours out, but I could make it out there if you want to have me. Turns out we went to the same college, and we have a couple of people in common probably because of that connection. And there was a lot of other stuff that had to get moved. Like this is a Friday night and I'm driving 2, 3 hours out of my way to come here and do this worship set with him. But my wife was very gracious. We originally had a birthday party that the kids were going to. She's taking them to it, and I'm gonna try to drive back after this set to meet up with them. And so like it's like a camp out party. So um, I can join and sleep over the night. But I mean, the big deal was like getting over that and resolving to myself because of that past story that this is like if this opportunity comes up again, I'm not going to turn it down. I'm not going to pass it up. And um, that's basically what that was about for me. That this wasn't going to be something that I passed by just because, like, oh, it's inconvenient. It's 2 hours away. I don't want to deal with the drive. I don't want to deal with being tired the next day. But like, this was something that was worth it for me to pursue, even though there were some things to get out of the way. I had to move some clients around so that I could see them yesterday and have the entire afternoon free to be able to drive up here and then practice and then actually do the set. So that was something that it wasn't easy. Honestly, it would have been easier for me to do that set way back when we didn't have kids, we were just married, didn't have any other obligations beyond just like work and being with each other. And it would have been easier to drive out 45 minutes, but because I get the opportunity to do that today, um, it's really exciting for me to be able to do that and to honestly get another chance for something that I'm really excited about, being able to play with some awesome musicians, being able to fill in as a last minute capacity. Like, that's something that I really enjoy being able to do on the piano. So I'm really excited for this coming up. And I'm actually at the church right now where the set is going to be. I'm outside because I didn't want to disturb other people who were setting up in there. But we're going to meet up around 4 o'clock to start practicing, start going through sound, all of that stuff. A couple of people asking where I'm from. I'm in Virginia. I'm not going to get any more specific with that. The location that I'm at is up in Northern Virginia right now. And then yeah, so thank you all so much for everyone who's encouraging me in the comments. Like, this is really cool. And I wanted to share that with you all because I think a lot of my clients can dwell on some of those missed opportunities. And that's what I was doing for a long time. It was like, man, that kind of opportunity doesn't come around all that often. And I knew that just from experience and from the lack of opportunities that came my way. So it was really exciting for me to be able to um, jump on a second chance to redeem that, to be able to have another opportunity at something that I missed out on because of my own short sightedness so long ago. And feeling like, yeah, even though it's a lot more work, a lot more juggling to do that now to make today happen, it was worth it. And I'm excited to hopefully be able to, I don't know, I may put a camera up there when I'm at the piano and just have that recording and be able to share some clips with you all, or even just take some pictures. Because, like, it's not even about like how big the show is or how, how into it people are. But it's just getting the opportunity to redo this, to be able to um, take something that I felt was a mistake in my past and then have a chance to redo it, turn it around, do it the way that I feel like I should have done it the first time around. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. So, like I said, I'm at the venue right now. It's a church up in Northern Virginia. Um, Jungkook's been asking a couple of times. My name is Isaiah. And yeah, so Amanda, I would definitely, within reason, I'm not gonna try to be super intrusive and stuff with a camera. So, like, I don't want to be one of those YouTubers. Um, but if the situation allows, I'd definitely try to record some of it and post that up on a short or something for you all to be able to listen to. Um, but yeah, I appreciate you all's encouragement. I definitely appreciate my wife and my family for making that possible for me to be able to dip out of um, some of the stuff that we had planned on doing together and her holding it down in the meantime. But yeah, I mean, like, basically the schedule for today was me working in the morning and then preparing lunch for the family, getting stuff packed, and then driving here took maybe 2 hours, but I did go pretty fast. And then after that, let's see, we got rehearsal and sound check, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, that kind of thing. And then that's gonna go from 7 till, I don't know, 9 o'clock maybe. And then I'm gonna be driving back afterwards. So it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be worth it. And that's kind of what I'm up to right now. For all of you who are subscribers to the channel and are regular consumers of the content, I want to give you a little bit of update because I haven't done any lives recently. I want to talk about the direction that the channel is going. If you all are paying attention, the subscriber count is getting close to 10,000, which is a huge milestone, and like, that's amazing. I never thought I would be at that point and be talking about realistically having 10,000 subs, and that's just a blessing and a real privilege to be able to do that from this platform and to be able to talk about mental health and just what's going on in my life and have people be encouraged by that. Um, we've been branching out a little bit. I've been doing more interviews. That's kind of where I started doing my video stuff instead of doing the solo stuff. I did a lot of interviews early on with a different channel. And so a lot of stuff with, Fred and other um, people down the line. I haven't lined up all of my interviews, but that's definitely something that I want to do more of, getting perspectives on things like trauma, on homelessness, on addiction. Those are all topics that I have a kind of book understanding of and really want to give people who are on the ground a platform to be able to share that. And I'm still working with Mental Athlete on some of their stuff. Um, they've asked me to be one of their partners, and I accepted. So it's not, we haven't hammered out all the details yet, but you all are the first to hear about it. That I'll be working with them and promoting them and continuing to partner with them on a local level to be able to support youth in our community, local nonprofits working with youth in our community and their mental health. So that's going to be something that you'll see a lot more of, the guys Marty and Aaron on the channel, giving them some space to talk about what they're doing and how their work is impacting the local community. So those are some things that I'm working on. I want to do more fun content. Some of the challenges like doing the muscle up, doing some fun games with some of the guys from Mental Athlete or otherwise. One thing that I want to do, because what Mental Athlete does is a lot with a chess club locally, is that I want to get one of their players doing a takeover of one of my live streams where they'll be playing a game of chess on Therapy Today live, and then they'll be talking through their thought process, their strategies, things like that. I might ask them a couple of questions if it's not going to be too distracting for them. So that's kind of what's on my mind in terms of content down the line. I want to keep things fun. I want to keep things educational and helpful for people. So we've done a lot around the election recently. I hope that's been helpful and encouraging for you all. So that's kind of been where my mind is at. I want to keep things fun. I want to be able to play games and do like maybe quiz shows or contests and challenges that are related to mental health that help us to learn and be able to talk about mental health in a way that's helpful without it being boring. And so that's kind of where a lot of the reaction videos will come in, because it's content that people are already consuming and are, and hopefully we can like bring a mental health orientation or just kind of perspective on some things that are getting talked about. So that's what we've been up to. And I think what I'm going to do now is kind of walk through the building a little bit. I haven't had a chance to explore too much of this church building. But I'm excited for whatever we're doing tonight, the worship set, and hopefully have some pictures, have some videos for you all to see afterwards. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all for your support. I appreciate that, and I will see you later.